Hey there guys, I am the Six Machine and welcome back to another Warhammer video. So with the Tyranid Codex release probably very imminent now, maybe in the next couple of weeks for pre-order, we are starting to get the usual set of leaks and previews from people that have seen the Codex or have copies themselves. And so today we're going to take a look at another one of the big beasties, one that we actually saw the small box datasheet for a little while ago, but now we have the full set of rules and weapon profiles for, and that is the often overlooked Haruspex. The Haruspex is, if you aren't aware, the big melee-focused version of the Exocrine dual kit, and so much like we saw with the Exocrine leak a couple of weeks ago, there are quite a few key stats that have changed in the profile. He has actually had a huge amount, and in fact, only 2 of his stats have stayed the same. His strength is still 7, and his toughness is still 8. Every other stat has seen a buff. His movement has gone from 7 inches to 8. He's had a boost to his weapon and ballistic skill from 4+ to 3+, an extra 2 wounds taking him from 13 to 15, an extra attack bringing him up to 5 from 4, leadership 7 instead of 6, and the hugely beneficial 2-up armor save instead of his current 3-up. It is a huge swathe of improvements and means he's going to be tankier with those extra wounds and that better save, and much killier with not only the extra attack but now also hitting on 3s instead of 4s, which to be honest was really one of the big drawbacks for him. 4 attacks hitting on 4s really just isn't all that reliable, but 5 attacks hitting on 3s really is. His weapons have equally had an incredible boost, and he has 3 separate weapons to choose from. He's got his Grasping Tongue, which is his ranged attack I suppose, and it's gone from a 12-inch range, strength 6, -3 AP, D3 damage profile that can target enemy units within 1 inch of a friendly unit, and also when you kill a model with it, the Haruspex regains a wound. It now has an identical profile, except it does a flat 3 damage instead of D3, which is a huge buff straight out the gate, but now it also lets you ignore Lookout Sir. So if you see a really tasty HQ that you want to eat, he is absolutely fair game for your Haruspex now. It does lose the ability to shoot into combats where your units are engaged, and it also loses the ability to regain your lost wound if you kill a model, but for that second part, as we will see in a moment, that is kinda covered elsewhere now. On the melee front, which is where this guy really does shine, he has got his Ravenous Maw and his Shoveling Claws. The Maw has a strength user profile with -1 AP, same as it does now, but instead of D3 damage, it just does a flat 2. And then on top of that, while it used to make D3 hit rolls for each attack you made with it, now it just makes a flat 3. So it's much more consistent damage with that flat 2, and now instead of possibly getting 4 attacks, if you use your 4 attacks on it and roll a 1, you now get a guaranteed 15 attacks if you choose to do all of your attacks with it. And into big squads of things like Marines, this is just going to be an absolutely killer weapon now. His heavier anti-tank style attacks, the Shoveling Claws, are still ×2 strength and -3 AP like they are now, but instead of D6 damage, they do that much improved D3 +3. So it's still swinging at a terrifying strength 14, but now doing much more consistent damage with an average of 5 instead of the 3.5 average that you have now. So again, a huge improvement just based on the weapon profile alone, not even considering that you have a better weapon skill now and an extra attack on your profile. And I think it's fair to say the Haruspex is looking genuinely terrifying now with this new profile and these new weapon abilities that it has, which is really well deserved after such a long time of sitting on the benches. There are also some additional rules for the Haruspex. Rapacious Hunger previously let you, whenever you killed an enemy model with your Ravenous Maw, make an extra attack with your Shoveling Claws. So it was a nice way to potentially get yourself some extra attacks and some extra kills once you had killed some models already. And then on top of that, if you killed any models with your Maw, you got a wound back. This has been simplified a bit and now just flat out lets you restore 1 wound if you kill a model with any of your attacks. And it's worth noting that this does just say any of your attacks, so your ranged tongue attack or either of your melee attacks you can be regaining wounds for, and it says that you can regain a maximum of 3 wounds per phase, so you can actually regain 4 wounds a turn with this, 1 from the shooting phase and 3 in the melee phase. So the Haruspex is going to be really hard to put down if he's killing stuff and shooting stuff all the time, because he's going to be potentially getting back 4 of those wounds every single turn. The Haruspex also has a Grisly Spectacle, which is a new ability. It's an aura that quite simply reduces the leadership of enemy units within 6 inches by 2. It's not a bad thing to have in 9th at all, and it will certainly help you to push through a few more failed morale tests and attrition tests, especially potentially in combination with any debuffs that Tyranids get to leadership, or importantly, any psychic powers that your Hive Tyrant or other casters might want to get off. A lot of Tyranid abilities, from what I remember, tend to interact with enemy leadership, so being able to reduce that further may make your spells and powers go off that much more easily. And then finally, on the abilities front, we do have Death Throws back, although this has actually been subtly changed and actually has had a bit of a nerf. Instead of just hitting each unit within 3 inches like it does now, this just hits the closest enemy unit within 6 inches, and then on a 6-up, when your Haruspex dies, they take D3 mortal wounds instead of a flat 3. So it is actually quite significantly worse, but again, this isn't one of those rules that you really want to see going off ever, because it means your Haruspex is dead. So yes, it is worse than the current version, but hopefully you will never see it go off, so I wouldn't really worry about it all that much. Finally, a few other abilities the Haruspex currently has, like Acid Blood, appear to have been moved into the keyword part of the profile, along with a new one, Horned Chitin. So these will presumably be strat-related keywords, maybe Acid Blood going to a stratagem where you do some mortal wounds back onto an enemy unit when they've attacked you, and Horned Chitin, I don't think we know what that does yet, but maybe some survivability or durability boost. It certainly sounds like that, or maybe a charge bonus. Horned Chitin sounds like a thing where they charge into you and the horn stabs into you, so maybe some kind of charge-related stratagem. I don't know yet, but we will presumably find out fairly soon. From a cost perspective, the Haruspex is 9 power, which is a slight bump up from the 8 that it is now, and its current points value is 155, so I imagine this is going to put him somewhere in the 165 to 175 point bracket, which, considering the buffs to his profile and his weapons, doesn't actually seem all that bad to me. He is really tanky with those extra wounds and that 2-up save and being able to regen wounds in combat. And in combat as well, he is so unbelievably killy. He's just going to be able to plow through Marines with those 15 2 damage attacks, or just chew through tanks with ease thanks to his D3 plus 3 damage shoveling claws. I do genuinely think that for a melee-focused Tyranid Hive Fleet and list, he is going to be a very worthy addition to your army, and when he does get into melee, which with his new and improved 8-inch move shouldn't actually be all that difficult, he is going to be killing and regenerating his wounds back turn after turn after turn, which is going to make him a massive headache for your opponent to deal with. But what do you think of the Haruspex? Do you like his new profile and his rules? And also, what do you think the Horned Chitin keyword will end up relating to? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more Warhammer content from me, but until next time, I'll catch you later, guys.